Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to talk about tents. So my tent journey since I've been moto camping. So what we've got in front of you is 3 of the 4 tents I've been running since I've been doing the moto camping. So I started off with the high country 3-person. So this one here. Again, that's the very first tent I started off with when I first started moto camping. I then moved over to this one, a little bit bigger, which is the Lone Rider Moto tent, which is it's a knockoff version, so it's a cheaper version of that one. So a bit bigger. What I'm running at the moment is the Howqua 3-person one. So I've also run the Howqua 2, and I did like that one. But this one's just a little bit wider. So just a little bit better for me. I want a bit more room inside now. So for the measurements, for the Howqua 3, it runs in at about 60 centimeters long, about 23 centimeters wide, and probably around about 200 mil deep for the Howqua 3. Now with the Howqua 2, the 2-person, it's just a little bit smaller, not much smaller when it's packed up. For the high country, you're looking at around about 52 centimeters in length, about 200 mil, 20 centimeters in width, and the diameter, you're looking again about 20 centimeters, 200 mil wide. For the Lone Rider knockoff one, it's about 680 in length. In width, you're looking at about 300 or 30 centimeters. And for the height, you're looking at about 24 centimeters for that. Okay, weight wise, Howqua 3 about 2.6 kilos, and the Howqua 2 was about 2.2, I think it was. This one here, it's around about that 3.5 kilos, so just a little bit heavier. And this one comes in around about that 6 kilos, so definitely a lot heavier. So I don't take this one as much now. It's just too big to fit on. Well, it's not too big to fit on the bike, but it's just a bit big for me when I'm by myself. All right, so what we'll do now is take these 3 and we'll go and set them up, and I'll walk you through those ones all set up. Cheers. All right, welcome back. So we've got our 3 tents set up. So what I'm going to do is start with my first one. So this is the first tent I used when I started moto camping. So this is just a standard dome tent. It's got a vestibule out the front, on the sides, a couple of windows either side, and just your standard dome style tent. So if you have a look inside, this one's only got one entry point. So rather big door, and I'll grab the camera from my camera person, and if you look inside, it's just a square inside. Good ventilation from the 2 windows, but the internal measurements are 205 by 205, and it's about 130 high. So with myself, what I'm doing now is I'm using the Helinox stretcher, and I mentioned this one before, but the problem with using this, and this is the larger one, I'm 6'4" or 192, so this is the larger one. So this is 205 high, where the normal ones are 190, so it's a little bit bigger. So you'll see what happens when I try and put this in. to use it. So it's right up against the other end there, and yeah, it just won't fit. So either way it won't fit. If I sleep in it like this, my head hits the side of the tent, and my feet hit the side of the tent as well. So some people do like the dome tents, and some people don't. So we'll move on to the second tent. So this is the Howqua 3. So this is the tent I currently use all the time for camping now. So you see this one, it's dual entry. So this side here with the opening and the vestibule on this side, exactly the same on the other side. Ventilation, that's probably its only downfall, is not as much ventilation as the dome. You got the ventilation through here either side, and if you leave down the bottom here, up a little bit, the air can get up underneath and ventilate there. And you'll see on both doors, it's got a little bit of the fly netting ventilation on both sides. But for me, it's a little bit high. It needs to go all the way down so the ventilation gets in a lot better. So the zipper on this side. So the internal measurements of this one, if you come in and have a look, the internal measurements on this one, it's a lot bigger than the other one. So this one is actually, it's huge. I had to recheck and remeasure because I thought the specs on the internet were wrong. It's 2.8 meters from top to bottom, so it's huge. And from that side to this side, it's 190 centimeters. So it's absolutely huge. And if you have a look at when I put my stretcher in this one, you will see that it fits in quite well. So you'll see that space sort of from the side of the stretcher across, and here there is a fair bit of space to put gear. Even at the head, you can push it all the way up to the top, and down the bottom there is a fair bit of space down the bottom. Again, you can push all the way down the bottom, and you get a fair bit of space there. So for me, it's quite good. I can put all my boots, helmet, jacket, pants, and any other bags that I want to put in there, and they fit quite well. So we'll take this out of here, and what we'll do, we'll move over to the last one. So this one here is the Lone Rider Moto tent knockoff. So exactly the same as that. So it's got a large vestibule at the front here, you can see. So the purpose of this is you can actually put your motorbike, ride your motorbike in here, and close it up if you like. So inside there we have a large vestibule at the front. So what that's good for is, again, if it's raining, you can cook in there. You can sit in there, you can put one of these sides down, roll it down to keep all the rain out. So I'll just show you inside of this one. So whilst it looks big from the outside, it's not that big. Well, it is big, but it's not that big compared to my Howqua 3. So if I put the stretcher in there, the stretcher again just fits in, but again, if I sleep on it, if I sleep up that way, my head will hit the side, because there's another door there you can get in and out of as well. Ventilation in this one, so both sides have got ventilation, like both doors, so as long as the breeze is going the right way, it's all good. So back to the stretcher. So like I said, right up to here, my feet would touch there, and if I spin it round, I'll show you there, spinning it round, same thing. So it's about, I think it was about 210 this way, sideways. So same thing, that even if I'm sleeping in there, plenty of room for the gear and that sort of stuff. However, my feet would touch. The smaller Helinox stretcher, or if you're using a camp stretcher, a camp mat, like a blow-up one, it would fit in there okay. So that's that one. And like I said before, you also have the entry point here from the outside. Look, it's not tied down properly. It's still got some tie down points. I just roughly put it up, and like I said before, I gave the weights and the sizes earlier. So that's that big one. It is a good tent, but again, for me, just a little bit big to carry when I'm solo camping. The Howqua 3, like I said, that's my current one. I did have the Howqua 2. The Howqua 2 was exactly the same length that way, but width-wise, it was 155 centimeters instead of the 190 or 194. So I just wanted a bit more room inside, and that's what the H3 gives me. Again, the standard dome tent. Look, again, for some people this works, but again, this is just my personal preference. Like I said, at the moment, the H3 works for me. You know, for you, the dome tent might work for you, or the larger tent might work for you. But for me at the moment, and my camping, it fits in my bag that I keep on the back of the bike, and everything just sits in there. So that's it. Let me know your thoughts. What sort of tent do you take? What style, whether it be the larger tent, the dome tent, that sort of weird sort of shaped tent. You let me know what you take. All right, cheers for that.